Hello. Today we are going to be making a little animation like this. This tutorial is based on one from toxiclab.org. Lots of advertising on their website and whatnot, but this is a good little tutorial. Okay, so we're going to launch Flash. I'm using CS3, but this is going to work with probably pretty much any version. And I'll choose Flash ActionScript 3, even though we don't use any ActionScript in this tutorial. And the first thing I have to do is I have to find a picture that I want to use and make this stage in this document the exact same as the picture. If I go to my desktop, Windows D, you can see I have some lemons here. And if I right click and choose properties on the lemons, under details it tells me that this is 320 pixels by 211 pixels. 320 by 211. Now your picture that you choose might be totally different. Either way, modify document 320 by 211 pixels. And I'm going to change the frame rate to 32. Sounds good. Okay, so now I have my stage. My stage is going to be the exact same size as my image that I'm going to be choosing. So I can insert my image, go File, Import, Import to Stage, File, Import to Stage, Desktop. There's my little lemons picture. Waiting, and there it fills the stage nicely. Now I might want to make sure that it's all aligned well to the stage, so I'm going to go Window, Align, bring up my Align palette, and I'll align it horizontally, I'll align it vertically, and this is probably going to be more relevant, align to stage. And as long as I have my picture selected, everything lined up. Okay, nothing really shifted, but if it did shift, then it would be sitting exactly in the middle of my stage. Now I want to name this layer, and I want to go to frame 160 and insert a frame. So I'll name this layer Lemons. You can name it whatever you want, image, picture, and we'll go to the keyframe 160, or we'll go to 160, and we'll insert a keyframe. Is it a keyframe or a blank frame? Just a frame, okay. So you can right click, insert frame, or you can press F5 on your keyboard, whichever you prefer. So now we've inserted a frame. We're going to create a new layer above the picture, name it Brush, and then we'll select the Brush tool. So to put a new layer above the picture layer, I'll click on Insert Layer. I'll name this one Brush, and I'll get the Brush tool. Now if you can't see the Brush tool, or, well, let me select the brush first. There's the brush. Down here, sort of hidden, is the size and whatnot. You can click this little arrow, double arrows, and that'll make it 2-column, and then you can see the rest of the tools palette here. Okay, so it's already set on the largest side, so that's size, so that's good. Can do a little squiggle. There we go, so it works. Okay, click on frame 20 and press F6. This will insert a keyframe. So we'll go to frame 20 and we'll insert a keyframe. You can right click, insert keyframe, or press F6 on your keyboard. And we're just going to draw one little line just like that. So there we go. There's my one line right there on frame 20. Don't worry about what color you've used or all that kind of stuff. None of it's going to matter. We're going to turn this into a mask at the very end, so it won't be visible. We go to frame 40, then we go to frame 80, and then frame 100. 40, 80, 100. So we'll go to 40, draw a few more lines, then we'll go to insert a keyframe, go to frame 80, draw even more lines, insert a keyframe, and lastly go to frame 100 and a couple more. It's starting to get pretty filled in. insert a keyframe. Now we're getting pretty much done here. We go to frame 120 and we're going to put in a blank keyframe, that's F7, and we'll draw a big rectangle over it with no stroke. So we'll go to frame 120 and we'll draw a big rectangle over top of it all. This one's a little bit small. Oops. Let's draw it a bit bigger. There we go. Doesn't really matter the fill if you want it whatever color, just have some fill. And there's no stroke on mine. If you have stroke on yours, you can turn the stroke off. Now I've got stroke. There we go, off. On the brush layer, we're going to go to the properties panel right below the stage, and you can do a shape tween, or you can just right click. I'll show you. So we can go somewhere in, oh, I didn't put in a keyframe here, F7. There we go. So you can right click in here and do create shape tween, or if you want, you can look, as long as you're selected somewhere in the middle on the brush layer, you can look down here and you can just choose tween shape, or you can go into these sections, right click and create shape tween. You can already see what's starting to happen. Create shape tween, or you can click down here, shape tween, and it fills it in. And we get all these funky effects happening. Now we want to turn this into a mask, so we're going to go select brush layer, convert it into a mask by right clicking on it and selecting mask. So right click and choose mask. And that turns this brush layer into a mask. And now you can see it's just masking it. We don't have all that blue or whatever color you have. It's just a mask over top. And in some of the other tutorials, I'm going to show you how to control the shape tweens a little bit more with hints, and you can do different things. Control Enter on your keyboard, and you can watch your little animation. How exciting.